my goal here was to, again, get across that it's fairly simple to start this. Getting started for us, again, it was presented as you're going to do research. And like I said before, everyone was kind of like, this is not going to be fun, you know, as second-year teachers. We all kind of feel comfortable now, but now it's going to really be a little more work than we wanted it to be. So what they told us was that this is something that was already existent in your classroom, and it was perfect for us that our reading was our SMART goal, and we just attached one little intervention to that reading to implement this action research plan. And for us, they said we needed to have these measurables, these quantitative results, something objective that we can maybe run through a Scantron machine. And that was fine. But as we started working, we saw that the subjective reflection of the process is much more valuable to us. We happen to have the same lunch, my colleague and I, and on a daily basis, at least every other day, we're talking about this. Oh, I had a new activity to do with the vocabulary. Instead of using notebook paper, each student using notebook paper, we use butcher paper and put it up on the wall for other students to see the work of other students. And that's been a great thing for us, that reflection. But it's been so smooth because it was already implemented in our curriculum. Resources for us was a very, very important aspect. I was lucky enough to run into the reading specialist in the mailroom one day. She had heard about what we were doing and said, if I can lend a hand, you know, let me know. And sure enough, we met with her the next week, and she gave us a very small packet of literature about word families, word walls, their effectiveness, and you know, we got the ball rolling. Before that, having words on a wall wasn't something that I really thought would be as effective as it has been, and the research in the literature to prove it was very surprising to me. So the resources, there's someone out there, like the other presenters have mentioned, there's someone out there who's done this or knows about what you want to research, and reaching out to them has really helped me, and it will just make this more smooth, and because we all know that teaching a curriculum is hard enough with implementing research into it. Like I said before, this small intervention that we did, just putting words on a wall, 50 minutes per chapter, which breaks down to about 50 minutes per 10-day chapter, has really created a big gain. You know, before when we were brainstorming what to do, our data department was telling us, you know, don't overthink this. Just do a small step, and you will see something. And if you don't, then you know you can change it. But we have seen a small intervention has made a very large gain in the classroom. And time and patience for us has been, we started this at the beginning of the semester. It has flown by, but after one chapter, we were not going to see a large gain. We have the luxury of comparing data, hard data, numerical data from years past. We hang on to that. It is in the system. It is in paper. We can see what kind of those reading scores have really, how they've changed, and we will use those in a couple weeks here at the end of the semester to compare to last year's first semester data. Will that show us an improvement? I don't know, but I know for a fact that through reflection and just talking with my other colleague that something is happening with our vocabulary acquisition that is showing us it is going well. The data collection, like I said, we have that formative assessment that we use on a chapter basis. It's very measurable. You know, we can say it worked a little bit, it worked a lot. We don't really know how that's going to, what it's going to show us in the next couple of weeks, but you know, we hope some improvement. This kind of summative, subjective, on a chapter by chapter basis, I'm judging how these students are doing with their, you know, group work. And it started as vocabulary acquisition, but now it's also how can we get these kids to work more cooperatively? How can we create roles in the groups? So it really has taken on a whole new meaning in terms of just classroom behavior and classroom management almost. And reflection has been, you know, we will reflect on the formative, the objective results. I don't know what it's going to show us, but the reflection on a daily basis, the informal reflection, along with journals that we do keep, have really showed us that something is happening, what we need to change, and then we change it. If it's something small, like instead of working on notebook paper, we put it on large sheets of butcher paper for the kids to visually see it and work as a group. You know, that's one small change that took me 5 more minutes because I had to go cut the butcher paper. And that's pretty much all it was. And then the changes, like I said, make those. And this for me is a cycle every chapter. I just, besides the formative assessments, because we have not seen the data yet, the summative, the reflection, and the changes that we made are based on a chapter basis. It's just a cycle that comes around every 10 days or so. Now, what can we change? What can we do to change this? What really worked, etc. So it becomes just a repeating cycle that has taken on a whole new meaning from the first time that I heard we're doing action research. Very intimidating at first for second-year teachers, but it has been quite eye-opening to see one small thing, and just delving into the research or the idea of action research a little bit has opened my eyes to a lot of small things. Just reflection by itself is quite useful, because as I went through the teacher education programs, without being in the classroom, it was hard to realize what reflection could really do. And now with being in the classroom, using that, one small thing that you can reflect on and change really goes a long way in the classroom. That's about all I have right now, and I wish I had more, maybe, not necessarily data, but more experience with this has worked, this has not. But like I said, this is in about a couple weeks here, we'll see it's been a success. We need to go forth, and or we need to change a lot more stuff. We'll see. So that is it. Thank you.